Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Femda.
Coming up on the Keith and the Girl schedule, Sunday, March 19th, 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be live in your living room or your bedroom, your car, wherever you like. Get information and tickets. KeithAndTheGirl.com/game show. It'll all make sense. KeithAndTheGirl.com/game show. VIPers and backers of the 2022 Kickstarter, you have a free ticket to the March 19th show. KeithAndTheGirl.com/game show. Wednesday, April 12th. Come to my home. I'm not joking. Grab a slice, a smoke, play a game, chat with us. Literally at my place. It's here in New York City, of course. Also, the following day, Thursday, April 13th, then the 14th, then the 15th, also in New York. A couple events we're going to be doing. A couple live game shows. My annual stand-up show. KeithAndTheGirl.com/tickets. Everything's right there. KeithAndTheGirl.com/tickets. And we will see you in person very, very soon. Way too soon. I mean, that came out wrong. I just mean I got to start writing. That's all. Today's guest, the great Matt Bachus. Hello, Matt.
Hi. Thanks for having me back.
Matt, everybody loves you. Everybody loves you.
I love everybody.
I'm excited Matt's on. Can't wait to talk to him. Make sure you ask him how his date went during that Keith and the Girl marathon. Looking back, you didn't come in the room and go, hey, remember that date during the marathon? But we do have to follow up anyway. You were rock climbing and you hurt your arm. And a woman said, oh, no, let me fix your arm. At another place, you rock climbed again, got hurt. She was there. She said, hey, let's do something safer. Let's go out. What happened that day?
So we went out the night of the Keith and the Girl marathon. We went out. I stayed over for, I don't know, a couple hours. Came back. We had a great time. She lived in a really nice apartment. We just kind of played games. Talked, got to know each other. She made me, what did she make me? She made me a really good like toast egg. She made me like dinner because I didn't really eat because I had a lot going on that day. So she was like, let me make you some food. So we ate in the kitchen, drank tea. It was awesome.
I'm sorry. She invited you over to her place?
Uh-huh.
And did she have other people over?
No, one of her roommates was in Portugal and the other roommate was in her room the whole time. They had a pretty big they had like a weird apartment where it was like you would go into the apartment building, but then you would walk through the building and in the back was like a house, like had been dropped in the middle. It was really cool. It was like a little cottage. It was cool.
So you're invited to her house. Did you bring anything?
I did not. I asked, I was like, can I bring something? Do you need anything? Can I get some seltzer? And she said, no, it's fine. Just come over. And so I went over.
And you came empty-handed and then she made you dinner. What did you bring to this date? And how do men get away with murder on a daily basis? She invited you to her house. You don't know her. What's her last name?
I don't want to give her last name.
Don't tell us. Just at that moment, you went, these are great eggs. What's your last name, right?
I knew her last name because she put it in my phone when she gave me your number.
All right. Okay. Cool.
But I asked her, I was like, can I bring something? And she was like, no,
just
bring
if you asked.
Yeah, I tried to offer. I was like, I'm not gonna gamble and just show up with anything, you know? So I asked her and she said no. I went over.
She's gambling on bringing this person that she just met who keeps hitting himself by accident to her home. You're not going to gamble on if she likes M&Ms.
Maybe she has a peanut allergy. I bring the wrong M&M, then I'm an asshole.
And she has to eat them, right?
Yeah. Then I got to take her to the hospital, and then she's the one that's hurt on a date.
It is hard out there. Okay. All right. So, wow, what a lovely time for you. Now, what was in it for her?
I don't know. I asked myself that. I was like, what's going on? And we had a really good first date, and then a couple days went by. We hung out a couple times.
You hugged? Were you about to say you hugged? Did you hug that night? Give a kiss?
We did a little kissing, little touching, little rubbing, touching, squeezing. You know.
Okay. Under the shirt?
Under the shirt. What are we in middle school? Yes, under the shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course, under the shirt. I didn't mean to insult you. Of course, under the shirt.
She kept giving me titty twisters. She was up under my shirt.
That's cute. Yeah. Do any privates below touching?
I mean, there was some old school
digits
bumping and grinding. There was no sex had.
You got her digits. She got yours.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Good
my good
you.
one, my good finger, the one that My hand
then
would be yeah.
and
So
then
we
do
were.
you say, "I'd like to see you again"? She goes, "No shit, your hand was up."
Yeah, she
in
was
me
like, "I bet
a
you
puppet."
would,"
Yeah.
and I said, "You bet you win that bet."
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So we hung out a couple days. Like she came over to my apartment, watched the Super Bowl.
That's
Okay.
big. That's like Valentine's Day in pigskin, I think.
She was like, she was like, I haven't watched the Super Bowl since I was a kid. And like I had one of my roommates is a big Eagles fan, so he was like going to go to an Eagles party, and I wanted to do something just real chill. So my first, I got 7 months sober, and so I'm like trying to just have a chill time, put myself into a situation where I can be comfortable. So I was like, I'm just going to have a low key Super Bowl party. So I have some people over, and she doesn't seem like a football person. She's like a dancer. She just didn't give off vibes that she would care. But I was like, do you want to come spend time with me? We'll watch the Super Bowl. You can meet some of my friends. And she came over. She was really great. She brought some food.
Wait, did you tell her all the different foods that you liked, or she took a chance? She's a gambler.
Brought
this
some
one.
Dips. Some dips and some chips.
Did she get it right?
She nailed it. Everyone loved it.
Wow.
And I made some dips and some stuff, and it was good. It was a good time.
Did she say, "What do you need?" and you specified the dips?
No, I just was like, I told her, I was like, this is what I'm going to have. I was like, if there's something other than this that you would like to bring, you can bring it. I was like, I don't expect you to bring anything, but if there's something you would like other than this that we're not going to have, you should bring it.
Right. Yeah, you should bring it. I'm not going to get it.
Yeah. So this is what I'm providing. If you don't like it, you can kick rocks.
All right.
How do you ever get depressed, Matt? My God.
It's possible. You'd be amazed at what goes on up here.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
The Super Bowl's the second date, right?
Yes, I believe it is actually. Yeah, maybe you know what? There might have been a date in between. We kind of got into a pattern of where we would kind of hang out a little bit during the week, and then she would come over on Sundays and stay the night, and we would wake up on Mondays and start the week together, which I really liked. It was really fun.
Wait a minute.
Sure.
This was like 4 weeks ago. The pattern had already been established, but you're talking about it in past tense. Are we still together?
No, we are not.
Did this just happen like yesterday? Are you doing this for the show? Because bless your heart, we're good. We have content.
No. It's okay. I'm not upset about it. It was like a really fun couple of weeks. Like I thought we got along really well. I thought I was having a lot of fun. Like it had been a while since I've gotten to kind of go out and know somebody and meet somebody that was like fun. And since getting sober, it's been a whole new experience of dating and things like that. And so this was a good first experience into that. But we kind of just I kind of could feel that she had just gotten out of a relationship, and I think just kind of wanted somebody to hang out with and to have sex with and hang around. And I understand that, but I'm like, I don't want to be that person, because it's like, I'm in a still very fragile space with sobriety. And I just don't want to be, I don't want to hang around and pretend like we're boyfriend and girlfriend and we're going to do all this stuff that's very intimate, but then it just be over, I don't know if that makes sense.
Why but then you don't want it to get more intimate, so it's over? I'm not sure. She wanted to keep it where you're still dating other people. I'm not sure why you broke up.
See, that's the thing, is like, I don't really know, because it's not like I was like trying to be like, I need you to be my girlfriend, but I just told her, I was like, I've been the person before where it's like people get out of relationships and I'm like a fun person to hang around with. I'm fun. I can be fun. I'm fun. But then people, after a certain point, they're like, all right, well, I'm good. I had my fun. And then they just throw me away, which is like not as sad as it sounds. Like, it's fine. I get it. But I just was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't know if it's because I've gotten, like I said, sobriety, or if I'm just getting older, but it's like, I don't want to just be the person that you have fun with for a few weeks and then that's it. Like, it's just not.
So what serious things did you bring to the relationship that it would wake her up to, this isn't just fun and games?
Well, I basically just told her what I told you. I was like, I feel like we clicked really quickly. I feel like we got along really well. We communicated really well. That was a thing that I'm really proud of myself for. And I think she even said it. We were having the conversation of ending things, where she was like, our communication was on point. Like, we were very good about communicating.
Good. If only more couples can communicate like this. Look how we let out our feelings.
It was amazing.
I don't get it. Who sat who down?
Well, so I told her, we were hanging out at her apartment, and we didn't have sex.
What were you hanging out doing? Having fun? Doing taxes? What were you doing?
Just talking, getting to know each other. We played some games, and we kind of just
playing games.
What kind of games? I don't know why it's important. What kind of games?
I was telling her about how I play poker with a bunch of comedians, and she was like, "Can you teach me how to play poker?" And she taught me how to play this other card game, and
okay,
we just kind of hung out and got to know each other.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I just one point we were gonna have sex, and I was like, I don't think I want to have sex. Like, I don't want to have sex because I don't want to just have sex and then I don't know, just very empty and shallow to me. Like at this point in my life, it's just I don't want. I've done that. Like I did that a lot, and
Instead
she
of
was
what though? Like,
Yeah, like what
you
would
know,
be a meaningful way to have sex now? Like how would you differentiate between the sex you'd been having and this sex?
or you'd rather get to know him more.
yeah, I think that's what it was. I think I would just like to wait a little bit longer than like having sex in the first week, and then I don't know.
Ah,
I feel like it just changes the dynamic of things, and it just is. I don't know. You know, when I was like drinking and doing stuff, it was like it didn't matter. I could have sex, and I could like separate myself from the emotion of it all. But now I feel like it would just make me sad to have just sex with somebody that I've known for like a couple days, and then and just be like, this is very.
you know what? I get that. I totally get that. I have attached myself uh like a thread like that as well, and it everything feels different.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So all you're saying is let's not have sex. You didn't have sex yet. So
No.
you're saying let's wait to have sex.
Yeah.
And that broke you up?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that broke us up, but it's just like I was kind of communicating these feelings.
Oh, so
and-
I'm sorry. So to be clear, you never had actual sex?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay. So you were waiting. So this was in the first week. So you were waiting. Were you doing everything but?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I don't
Nothing
know
too.
how to-
It was like dialed back, but it wasn't like it was. I don't know. It was fine. It was whatever. And then
Would
so
you
I
be would you be like fingering and be like, but I'm not gonna look you in the eyes?
yeah, that's exactly. I made her wear a blindfold and I wore a mask. It was a whole. I was like, this is what God intended. I think I don't really know. I just kind of made it up, but yeah, we just kind of kept it. We had our fun, but we also kept it. I don't know. Like I said, the sex was it's a whole intimate thing and it just didn't, I don't want to feel, there's been a lot of times where I've had sex and then immediately I've been like, well, I'm alone. Like, I just feel so alone and I don't want to have that anymore. Especially now that I'm sober, I can't, I feel it all, you know?
When you would cuddle, was that a thing? Like, is that like sex? Are you like, what am I doing? Why are we acting like we're married?
Yo,
I'm not there yet.
You absolutely nailed it. That's 100% one of the feelings I was having. That's one of the things that led me to this realization is we were like laying in her bed, just kind of talking, and we were like, she was like wrapped all over me, and I was like, this is not real. Like, I was like, this is not real. This is fake intimacy. It's, and I just remember staring off into the distance and being like, what am I doing here? Like, what is going on? Like, what is this?
Have you had hangups like this before, or is it based on sobriety and
I think it's a sober thing because normally it's like I would be drinking or I would be on drugs or something, and I'm like, that doesn't matter. I can just push. I don't have those thoughts because they don't come in. It's just they're blocked. And then now that I'm very aware and very present, I was just laying there looking. I just remember laying there looking at a point on her ceiling and being like, what is going on? Like, it just felt that to me, that felt more intimate than almost sex, because it was just very much like it was like a weird thing, because it was like we were in a relationship, but we weren't in a relationship. And it kind of messed with my head. And I think
what was it supposed to be? What was it from your point of view? Like, why was that weird?
Well, to me, it felt like she had just gotten out of a relationship a little bit, and that she was kind of like using me as a gap in between. Like, she kind of missed the intimacy of having a boyfriend, but she also wanted to have the ability to go out and be single. And I'm not going to be that. I can't be that gap.
She said all that?
What's that?
She said all that?
No, that's just how I felt. That's the vibe I was getting, where it's like she missed having her boyfriend.
Right.
And again, I don't want to assume all these things about her or what she was thinking, but to me, it felt like she was kind of missing the intimacy and the comfortableness you get from having a boyfriend. So she wanted me to like make her feel safe and hold her and comfort her. And to me, it just felt hollow, and it felt like I was.
Have you thought about reaching out to your ex-girlfriend and say, I'm ready to get to know you now?
No, I don't think my ex-girlfriend would to ever talk to me again.
But you just say, hey, it's a new me. I want to be friends now. Then we can hook up.
No, the breakup was very bad, so I don't think that she wants to hear from me. I was not sober, and she, when we broke up, I like really leaned hard into everything I was doing, and it made me even worse. So I don't think.
How's sobriety going?
It's been good. It's been 7 months. I hit 7 months just March 1st, so That's cool.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's definitely
Keep
up and
coming
down.
back.
It's not a straight line, but some days are easy, some days are hard. Some days I can go out and do comedy and be in a bar, and some days I have to go and do my show and leave. It's very up and down.
What do you use to stay sober?
I have a book
Sex.
I read. What's that?
Sex, I said.
No, see, that was the thing though, is that's one of the reasons I'm like trying not to have sex, is because it was like I don't want to repeat bad behavior sober. You know what I mean? Like I was
Right.
an absolute monster. No, I was an absolute monster just in drinking and drugs and sex with people, and it was all over the place. So I'm like trying not to repeat addict behavior while being sober, because then I'm like, what's the point?
How long can you be alone now?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good at being alone.
You are good at being alone.
Yeah, I'm good at being.
Okay.
I got my books, and I got my music, I got my podcast, I do comedy, I have my friends, I got enough stuff. I'm fine.
Okay. And so you don't go to meetings or anything like that?
No, but I do have some people that are in programs that I have reached out to. The comedians, there's a lot of comedians that are sober, so I have reached out to them. I do have a book that I read every morning.
What's the book?
I don't know. I can grab it. It's literally, it's like right there.
Yeah, do it. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Keep it simple.
Ah.
Daily meditations for 12-step beginnings and renewals. So every page is a day. And so every day it has like a quote, it has a prayer, and it has an action for the day. And sometimes it's very AA heavy, which I'm not in the program, so I don't really, that stuff doesn't help me as much. But some of the stuff, the actions for the day, like what is today, March 3rd? Action today, I'll talk with my sponsor about the change in my spirit that keeps me sober. So I don't have a sponsor. So I would look at that as like, all right, I will talk to one of my friends, or I will talk to a comedian.
Can you talk to Keith about that right now? Repeat.
Well, he also doesn't have a spirit. There's a lot in the sense of
the change in my spirit. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's the thing, is this is an AA book. And like I said, I'm still trying to figure out my relationship with, like, there's a lot of, God talk and all this stuff. And I don't know. I'm definitely not a spokesperson for AA or sobriety or any of that. So I don't even feel comfortable really talking about it, I guess, in that way. But
what made you get sober in the first place?
I mean, I really think that my last relationship struggled because of my drugs and drinking and stuff. I wasn't being a good partner. She was communicating things she needed, and I just was so focused on being selfish, and I was focused on all these other things that I wasn't able to be a good partner to her.
What's drugs, by the way, when you say drugs?
Oh, I couldn't stop doing cocaine.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I love to do it too.
Did the drinking start that?
Yeah, that's the thing.
You have to stop everything, right?
That's why I had to stop everything. I don't smoke weed. I don't do anything, because it was like a thing where I would smoke weed and then I would drink, or when I would drink, I would do coke. And if I would do coke, I would just chain smoke cigarettes. And then we were up till 5 or 6 in the morning, and it just kind of, everything just snowballed. So I'm at a point now where I think I'm going to give myself maybe a year of sobriety from everything. And then maybe in a year I'll revisit and be like, can I smoke weed? Can I
do a little coke?
Yeah, can I do a little coke? Exactly. But yeah, it was like a thing where I'm like, I've realized that I was like an all or nothing. I was turning into an all or nothing personality kind of thing. So I was like, well, I got to cut it all out. So
what's up?
Have you watched any movies that are addict based or addict themed?
I don't think so. I have like watched a bunch of movies that I can't think of any examples now, but I definitely have seen movies. I will not be going to see Cocaine Bear. I'll tell you that right now. I will not be seeing that.
It makes it look good.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that bear's having a great time. I want to party with that bear. Yeah, I don't know. There were a lot of things. Like I said, I wasn't a good boyfriend. I was using it to like not deal with my problems. I mean, it was just like I was just gonna do it till I died, I think. So
did you both live together?
No.
Okay.
We did not.
I was curious how you're up to.
I have gained weight. I've gained weight. I've been like working out more. I go rock climbing. I was still rock climbing. Like I would go.
But on coke, it's different.
Sorry.
Rock climbing on coke.
I would just be crazy hungover, like climbing crazy hungover. And now I'm not hungover anymore, so I'm climbing better. I'm in better shape than I've ever been. I'm stronger than I've ever been. Like my skin is great. I feel great. I'm still sad, but I look great.
You were always sad, but now you could feel it.
Yes, exactly. Now I'm just aware of it.
On dating apps, do you write, I'm looking for the one?
No,
Is it
I do,
serious?
but
No?
no, I think my dating app. Here let me pull it up and see what it says. I don't know. That's the thing is like,
How do you let them know you're not frivolous?
I mean,
you
it's still
serious?
my profile is still pretty casual, but I think the thing I put in my profile now is it says that I'm sober. I definitely have that I'm sober because I would like to get that out of the way because I'm just so tired of going on dates. I've gone on a couple dates where people find out I'm sober and they treat it like it's a red flag, and I don't like that. That feels bad. Where they're like, "What happened?" You know, how many times I've gone on dates and they find I'm sober and they're like, what happened?" And I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, what do you mean what happened?" I'm like, "It's just nothing happened." I was like, "I just had some things I need to deal with that I can't drink. I can't do it." What do you mean what happened?
Nothing happened. I would just do coke, stay up in the middle of the night, not to be able to give attention to my girlfriend because who gives a fuck? My dick's not really working. What do you mean? What do you mean? What happened?
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean what happened? How much? What do you want me to say? You know,
What
but
are you
I don't
trying
deal
to
with
get to know
emotions.
me?
I like drugs. Yeah, you trying to get to know me? Ask me what I do for a living. Nothing right now.
yeah, it was crazy. They treat it like it's a negative. They're like, "Oh, you're
I'm in
sober,"
between,
and I
but
could feel a shift change where I'm like, "Oh, great. Well, this is not a very open-minded person. This is not somebody I'm going to vibe with because they're already being weird about my sobriety." That was the cool thing about the lady at the rock climbing gym is I talked to her a lot about sobriety and about my, you know, just becoming sober and now dating sober and stuff. And she was very, very nice and very supportive and very open about it. You know what's crazy is I haven't
yes.
seen her. We called it off. It was a mutual thing. I was like, I understand. It's fine. Blah, 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 whatever. That was like 2 weeks ago. I'm on my way home from the climbing gym or on my way to the climbing gym today. And I get a tap on my knee and it was her.
Why is
I
she
haven't,
touching your knee?
it was crazy.
Oh, do you say like I'm not married?
Yeah. It was wild. I mean, I haven't seen her since then. And then just I'm sitting there on my phone and I just feel a tap on my knee and it was her. She sat down and we talked for a little bit and then that was it.
Will you have to be in love before you have sex now?
No, but I just think I'll be able to feel when it's like okay, and it just didn't feel like it was okay.
In one of the movies, oh my God, Keith, who is the person who had to drive a bus super fast?
Keanu
Or
Reeves,
the other one?
Jason Patrick,
Wasn't there
Jason
a
Patrick.
woman in that movie?
Sandra Bullock was a woman.
Sandra Bullock. Okay, so there's a sobriety movie where Sandra Bullock has to get
40
sober.
days, 28 days, 39 days.
I think it's some amount of days, maybe 28 days. Wait, what were we just talking about? Because then that'll link. Oh yeah. So they told them, don't get into a relationship. Usually it's like a year,
Right.
just to kind of like clear it up. They suggested that after a year you get a plant, or like you get a plant when you get home. If that plant is still alive after a year, get a pet. If the pet is still alive after a year, then you could start dating.
I have heard that. And my ex-girlfriend, when we started dating, she was not sober, and then she got sober. I don't remember how soon into our relationship. I want to say maybe 3 months into our relationship, she got sober. So I saw her get sober. That's the thing that really helped me get sober, honestly, is because I saw her go through it all. I saw her, going to meetings and learning things, and I attended some meetings with her to support her. And at the time, I was like, I don't need to get sober. I'm fine. And then now that I'm sober, I think back on those meetings and I think back on things I learned from her and things I heard her say. And that is one of the things that she talked about when we were dating, is the fact that she was getting sober, and she had said that, they say you're not supposed to date somebody for a year. And
can you imagine though? Can you fucking imagine? I mean, it sounds healthy, but a year?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like before the year, you're getting to know yourself. And if you date within like a couple months of your sobriety, you're not dating from you. Like they're not dating you yet. They're dating like some foggy version of you trying to learn why you're having these reactions and why you need this and why you can't do that. And like there's so much it's very like narcissistic in a way where like your whole thing has to be about you for a year.
Yeah.
So it's almost like putting someone through something if you're dating them while you're trying to figure that shit out.
That's why I
Absolutely.
told Kyle, I said, okay, I'm gonna put you on layaway, and then when I'm fixed, and then she went, what? And I'm like, you're right. It's a stupid fucking rule. Let's just do it. But
You're
it's
right
not the
though.
real me. It's not the real me. You'll find me out, over time, the real me, as I do. How
Yeah,
exciting is that?
ever evolving. It's exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're right though, because it's like I'm constantly. I feel like I was just at the gym today, and I had a little moment where I was sitting there listening to music, and I just feel like I'm constantly in a state of change now, where I'm doing a lot of things for the first time sober. I'm doing. I don't know. I feel like I'm just evolving and changing, and I'm not the same person I was a year ago. I'm not the same person I was 7 months ago, obviously. So I totally get that.
That's
Anything
why
you would
Keith is fine to do it right away because he makes sure he doesn't change. This is who he is.
right?
It's fine.
I'm not throwing tricks at people. Okay, I don't grow. You liked what you started with. This is it.
Yeah.
This should be fantastic. Oh well. So anything the ladies out there should know?
I don't know. If you
Just
meet somebody that's sober, don't ask them why they're sober.
Right.
Really?
Just try to figure it the
Matt,
fuck out on your own. It shouldn't.
That's
Who
a
cares if it
personal
was
thing. It's
cocaine
like
or murder?
it's a
you're
personal
on a
thing.
date.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. It's like if somebody was like in an act, like if somebody walks in with a cane, and you're like, "Why do you have that cane?" You're like, "All right, I'm more than just this cane." Like it's not. You're not supposed to
Then
ask
be
blind
more
people.
than the cane. Answer the question. Then you be more than the cane.
You're not supposed to ask blind people how long they've been blind for. You know what I mean? It's not. It's just not.
On a date, I think it would come up.
I mean, but that's the thing that you volunteer that information. You shouldn't. It's not. I don't know. It really. It
You're
bothers me.
probably
Maybe I'm
wondering
wrong,
why
maybe I
I'm
need to be there.
blind.
I get what you're saying. Ease into the heavier questions. I don't know. Curiosity, though, you just told me a little bit about you. Asking a follow-up question is difficult not to do on a date.
You didn't ask about my broken arm. I didn't know it was my business.
See, now you're getting it. Yeah, I don't know.
Like on a date, like, aren't you looking for the exciting? You know what? Honestly, I don't know how I was when I dated, not too long ago. Somehow, I brought up like sobriety came up fairly right away, and what drugs I did came up fairly right away because you want something exciting to talk about. The only thing bad would be if it scares you away. Then fuck you.
Yeah, but Keith, now you're
that's
just
true.
now you're just describing chasing a different kind of high. I'm talking about like, yes, know the language of different people, but if they don't know the language of sobriety, you just learned that. You just learned not to ask someone about their sobriety, and that's only because you had to get sober. But yeah, maybe the follow-up question could be, how long have you been sober? But expect a follow-up question. You just said, I don't drink. Okay, never mind. What are you, seltzer?
Right.
Different
The biggest thing in
subject.
my life right now
how,
you don't care about.
how many
I just-
kids do you want? Anything but that. Like, I don't want to change the subject on you.
I just think that if someone says they don't drink, there's clearly a reason they don't drink. So nobody quits drinking because they. I don't know. There's a reason that somebody quits drinking, and it's.
Is it because it's embarrassing?
Because what am I supposed to say? If they're like, why did you quit drinking? And I'm going to be on a first date and be like, well, I couldn't stop using cocaine. And I was like, I'm going to try and kill myself using drugs and alcohol. Like, that's what I was doing. That's why I had to quit drinking. And then they're going to be like, oh God. And it's like, when you asked me that question, I'm sorry that I gave you the real answer. Like, what do you want me to do?
I like it. I like it.
I like that it's on your profile now.
Yeah. Mine all it says is I'm sober, but you don't have to be.
You should say, I'm sober. You don't have to be. No follow-up questions.
Yeah.
I'm not
No
ready
more
to
questions,
date you
please.
for
This
5
interview is
months.
over.
Anna's saying that's not true. Hamda doesn't drink just because. But I do always get the why don't you drink? And then what I used to get is people worrying about me after that. So like I'm a
not trusting you?
narc, or
Yeah.
not literally saying I don't trust someone who never got drunk, like or they start thinking I'm judging them. I mean, it's been a while, but I'm not really in drunk places anymore, so I don't get asked that. But yeah, why not is a question.
And it does, and people notice it. And people, how many dates have I been on where they felt uncomfortable, like they can't have wine because I'm not. Like,
I
no,
get
you
that.
have it, and then they're like, no, but it's like, now you think it's less romantic or something. And
Yeah, and
so,
it's, I mean,
yeah,
it
it
does
has
make
to
it
be
difficult.
talked about, I think.
Well, it does, and I understand that because it's like people want to have a shared experience. So if somebody's drinking, I can no longer have that. Like I don't get to have like I was at a party a couple nights ago with some friends, and it was a really nice time. They had like a nice charcuterie board, and everyone was talking, catching up, and then there was a point in the party where everybody at the party, it was like counting me as probably 13 people, and everybody at the party is like gathered around the table, and they've all got wine, and they're all doing a shot together, and I was on the couch just observing, and that feels bad. It's like I feel it's like in those moments, it feels very isolating, and I'm not being able to participate. I'm not taking part in this group thing. So I do get that being on a date with somebody, and if they want to have a drink and I can't have a drink, there's that disconnect of a shared experience. So I do see that as being a thing for people that, are going on a date with someone who's sober.
Yeah, what sucks is that we actually use booze as a way to celebrate every single time. If we can pick some other way to celebrate it, we're already probably eating, but it's so easy to just be like wine, champagne, and now maybe even weed, but weed people are sober about. So it's just frustrating that is how we learn to celebrate, and the undoing of that either won't happen or will take so fucking long.
Yeah. Well, we won I remember a couple months into me being sober, we won our bowling league, and everyone's like, my whole team is like celebrating, and they're all doing celebratory shots, and I'm just at the bar like, high five. Yeah, high five.
Like, how do you think we did so good this time? And he's like, because I quit drinking. Cheers, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, my thing was in public, it didn't bother me. You just announce. I would just announce I'm sober, so I can't be seen drinking in public. So that was taken care of. And then I also just focus on people that are tripping over shit because they're drunk. That pleases me. I'm like, good. You easily find somebody that's gonna have a headache tomorrow because they have to get up at 7 a.m. That pleases me.
Yeah.
The finances.
Yeah.
The finances is a good one. Going out to dinner and not drinking is half the bill.
Oh, it's the best. I have so much more money now that I have. Like I used to, when I would have any cash, all my cash would just be forever just leaving me. I would leave work one day with $100, $200, and then I would come home with like, $3 and throw them in my drawer and be like, what the hell?
Oh,
now I'm like, seltzer with bitters, please. And they're like $3, or they'll be like, that's free. And I'll be like, here's a $5 tip for you, my man.
Right. Yeah, I think I buy more things on Amazon now though, because I'm like, well, let's see, I'm saving $1 billion a month.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, all my money now just goes to tattoos. That's why that's where. So,
do you have how many tattoos do you have?
16 or 17, I think. I can't remember.
Really, you're regular Pete Davidson over there.
That's right. No, mine are good. His are shitty.
Right. I didn't mean nothing. Is that an addiction?
I mean, it might be. I get it. I like the pain. I got my knee tattooed a couple of months ago, and that hurt like a motherfucker. And I was like, ooh, this is good.
The spiderweb knee?
No, not a spiderweb knee. I have a wolf on my knee.
A wolf? Fuck yeah.
Whoa! I thought it was gonna be. You have your whole leg tattooed.
Yeah, I have. I think I have like 14 on my right leg, a couple on my left leg, and then I have my finger tattooed.
14 tattoos on one leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where your money's going. That's amazing.
Yeah, my right leg is worth way more than my left leg.
Now, on a date, can they ask you about your tattoos, or is that crass?
Sure, I don't care. I don't mind. Tattoos are cool. I think I like my tattoos. And if she has tattoos, it's cool. I like to talk about where they're from, why they got them. I don't have any cool stories of mine. My tattoos are all meaningless. I thought they were cool. I have one tattoo that means something, and then all the other ones are like, I'll get a wolf on my knee. I don't give a fuck about nothing no more.
Avocado sent us a super chat, and everything in a super chat text I have to read, so I'm going to read it. Matt is an example of the perfect guest. He doesn't look at you like you're stupid for asking a logical question. Shout out to Billy P. Anyway, Bad Beef says agreed avocado. Very nice.
Nice.
Blaine is rating. I just want to be sober for him personally, he says. I feel like I don't know anyone like an explanation. That's the part that bothers me. So this person can relate to you.
Yeah.
Matt.
It's
I feel you.
okay. Here's the thing. When somebody asks you a question that you don't like on a date, that doesn't mean you owe them an explanation. It might mean that you're not ready to date. Asking a follow-up question about something that's such a major decision. It's not that you don't drink much or you drink on occasion or you're not a big drinker. I don't drink anymore. How about I don't have kids? Oh, no follow-up questions. I don't have kids. Is that a choice that you made? It's very personal, but I just said I don't have kids. I'm 47 years old. If you have a follow-up question, I have to endure that because we're on a date trying to get to know each other. All the questions are going to be personal, or we could just take out our app and tell each other what the weather will be for the next 3 days.
Right. Yeah, I
That is
would like
true.
to know, are you barren? Are you against kids because your parents fucked it up? I'd like, it feels like it's related and important to us
Well, I
knowing each
think
other.
a lot of it too is tone. I think that maybe that's where it's getting lost. Is for me,
Okay.
it's tone. Like I've been on a lot of dates where it feels it's not necessarily the question, but it's the way the question is asked. It's very cheeky where they're like, "Ooh, what happened?" Or, "Ooh, you must have really did this," or some. That's I think what bothers me the most is I can understand. You're absolutely right. It's like it's a date. We're supposed to be getting to know each other. Questions are going to come up, but I do feel like there's been a lot of times where I've been asked that way, and it's a very judgy way of like,
It
"What
sounds
did you
like for
do?"
you, it's revealing of them and you are officially bored. Because it sounds like for you, if that's the question you came up with that tone, like we're chewing gum on Long Island, then I'm done with this whole date. Is
Yeah.
that because that's what it seems like? You're just like, oh, you're boring. That's the flag for that.
Right, or they think it's cool, or it's fun, or exciting. It's like, "Ooh,
I
what did
see.
what did you do? What happened? What happened to you? What's your rock bottom story?" And it's like, that's not a fun thing. It's not a
And
cool
now they're
thing.
gossiping with you about you, and how's that
Yes,
fun for
exactly.
you?
That's
Okay.
exactly it. To my face. We're like, exciting. Can you tell me what happened? And it's like, okay, well, this is I understand you're curious, but this is a very personal thing that I'm still in the middle of figuring out. And you're like, ooh, juicy. I'm like, all right.
I see
So
that.
yeah, you're
Okay.
absolutely right. I do think asking the question is maybe not. Maybe I don't need to be so sensitive about it, but it definitely sometimes the phrasing and the excitement in their eyes is a little off-putting, and that's the kind of thing where like I shut down. I feel myself shut down and be like, oh, all right, well, this is not somebody that I want to talk to anymore.
Do you have
I
any
get that.
dating to go stories where, something lined up? Like, all right, this will be my story that I'm bringing.
You bring an anecdote to
Yes.
the
Oh.
relationship when it starts, just in case there's a lull. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, maybe not. Now that you put me on the spot, I'm like, I don't think I have anything. I got nothing.
He's pretty chatty though, but yeah, you don't have a preset something.
No, I feel like I'm very in the moment. I feel like I'm pretty good. I also feel like I'm pretty good with. I've been trying to be better about silence and just like just have it be quiet for a minute. You don't always have to be going and trying to figure something out. So something will come. I don't know. I think I'm definitely trying to let people talk more on dates than I am talking, because it's like being as a comedian, I talk a lot. I'm very conscious of trying not to be a narcissist and not just only talk about myself. So I try and put the attention on them and what they do and why they are in New York and what's going on with them, and I don't know.
Wow, that's personal.
Yeah, why are
to
you in
do-
New
Why
York?
they left.
Why did you leave your hometown? What are you running from? That's what I asked. That's my question. I
Exactly.
go, so where are you running from? I tent my fingers like this.
I mentioned the other day how I got my driver's license as a man approaching his 50s. I got
Yeah,
my
that's
driver's
great.
license. Yeah. I had it, let it lapse over COVID. It was a to-do getting all my ID together, but I had to take the whole driving thing again. And I realized I passed, but I didn't realize till today I didn't click on a button to give me more information and tell me exactly what I did wrong.
You could do
So
that.
yes. So I know where I got points, which are bad.
Okay.
All
But you
right?
don't know
Should
what
we
they
get-
were, so you're gonna just continue to do those things wrong.
Should we guess, or
You can
would
guess,
you rather-
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Well-
I did to fill that in for parallel parking. I hit the curb going backwards and I went, shit. And then I said, can I do that again, please? And the instructor said yes, and I did it again, and it seemed good enough.
Okay. Obviously that was in the points, and the turns were wide.
Scored
Matt?
items are items that were performed incorrectly or improperly. For each item, an applicant receives points. If an applicant receives more than 30 points, 3-0, they have failed the road test.
Okay.
Parking, backing, and U-turns. Fails to adequately observe and use caution, 10 points. What?
You failing to observe caution doesn't fail you automatically. Is
Right.
fantastic. Just be grateful. That's a third of the points. You could have fucked up at least 1.5 more times in not paying attention and being cautious. So that's pretty good.
I look at everything exaggerated. Like I have to look at the mirror 18 times. I'm not giving off negative energy. So how can I show I care more?
Yeah, but based off what you just did, that look left and right, it looked like you were driving like you were on the run from someone. Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
You just whipping
Also-
around the city
also-
like you're being chased.
Just to catch Matt up, when he did his 3-point turn, he turn signaled every time he changed direction in the 3-point turn.
But I don't know if you're supposed to or not.
But
But
that's
how
cautious.
conscious.
Yeah.
Exactly.
An abundance of caution. I like that.
Potty mouth said the S word when.
That'd
Yeah,
be
road
great.
rage. You're giving signs of road rage. At the
Oh,
curb, imagine what you'd say to a man.
Turning and intersections. Poor judgment approaching an intersection. 10
Aw.
points.
Coming in too hot is what I hear.
I was, I wanted to like point out everything. Like I'm waiting because there's an ambulance right there. This guy doesn't have the right of way, but I'll kill him. So we should give him the right of way, right?
This is so I don't kill him. Yeah, I like that.
Turning right, turns wide, 5 points.
Wow, she was saving you.
Turning left, turns wide, 5 points.
But you failed just now.
I have a total of 30 points. You can't get more than 30 points.
Wow.
Stop
What is this lady, your
it.
mom? Did she cut you a break? That's crazy. Right at 30.
Right? She was like, this 49-year-old is not about to come back. Let me just set him free.
My mom's in heaven as a ghost. She pushed like a pedestrian out of the way. I was gonna hit by accident.
She guided you in so you weren't so far left on that turn.
Right.
Did you so I'm assuming you knew this. They don't tell you whether you passed or not, right?
They don't
Not at
tell
that
you right
moment.
then. You have to find out online later.
Yeah, so my
you don't
roommate
go-
got his like license for his job, and he was like asking if he passed, and I guess they like told him that you have to check online, and they closed the door and they ran out of the car. And I've heard supposedly that's because some people were being like told that they did not pass, and they were
Yeah.
not responding to it well, so they no longer allow you to inform them if they passed or not in the car for the safety of the instructor.
That is completely reasonable as the kind of crazy humans we are. I mean, the bus driver has a sign right next to his face saying, if you hit me, you will go to jail and here's the fine. We have to be told that on a sign as we get on to a vehicle that someone else is driving us with. Like, if we punch them, we're not doing the thing we wanted to do when we got on the bus. So it's anti what we want to do for ourselves when we punch people. So of course I don't want to tell you while I'm in this intimate space with you. I don't know how you get mad at shit.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. That's the thing that stood out to me the most about when I moved to New York is the fact that I will never forget this. I went to Denver to do comedy shows. I'm in Denver. I'm on a bus in Denver, and the announcements on the bus in Denver are like, please make room for other people. Please tuck in your stroller. Please don't forget your belongings. And there's the only announcement here is don't touch the bus driver. Do not touch him. It's a federal crime. If you touch the bus driver, you will go to jail. And you're like, damn, things are not okay here. Like, things are a little different in New York.
So I didn't get in any trouble for the parallel parking that I recognized.
No,
And
you got
thought
10 points off.
No. That wasn't mentioned at all. Parking, backing, and U-turns. I don't know if that's what
parallel
is that-
parking.
Is
and
that what they
backing.
mean?
You backed into a curb while you were parking.
Okay.
see that.
Oh, so that is the parallel park. Okay, so that was 10 points. Okay. Well, honestly, I failed at everything.
As long as you fail a little bit on everything and not a lot on some things, I think you're good.
I
Yeah,
can't
where else?
park. I can't approach intersections, and I
You
can't
can't
make
turn.
turns. That's everything.
Yeah.
Well,
You
see you on the
stopped.
road.
You stopped. You fully stopped.
Yeah. That's one of the
I
most
stopped
important
at a
things
stop
in
sign,
driving,
right?
being able to
Right.
stop.
But it says 2 points. Kind of did it all dorky. You don't have to stop like you're lame. Just stop.
Yeah. 1 point for driving like this.
Well, that was, that was scary
10 and
stuff.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They
Drives
should
like a dork. That's funny.
It'd be weird if they told you in like a dramatic way, like you log in and it goes first turn, no points, check mark.
Right.
Second turn, -5 points. Next parking, -10, total 15 points. 16 more and you fail. And then they just like line by line by line.
That's what
And if
lunatics need. Tension building.
Yeah, and they had to stop that. They had to change it so you see it online. People were getting hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
Pass me, we're gonna
online,
beat the shit out of you.
online it should be like the government wants their SEO to rise, and so you only get like every result in one window. Then you have to hit next so you could refresh the page and reload it with another thing. Then on the third page there's an ad. Then you have to keep going, and it's 10
Right.
pages to find out.
Are you trying to make the DMV worse? What is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to make the government behave like its soul.
Oh, that's fair. I see that. Okay.
But it says, I see now that I get my driver's license. I can print it out online, so I have it. And they send my license in 2 weeks, but that means it's not going to say veteran on it like I want. So I got to go to the DMV and hopefully I can sneak that in.
Oh, where would you? Are you sure it wouldn't say veteran?
I didn't have anybody to prove it to. You know, that instructor doesn't have power like that.
And it
How do you prove it?
You have to get a certain form that I got.
You don't have to get a gun and twirl it or something.
It's just funny. I'm like, hey, how dare you? How dare you? That's
You go, they go prove you're a veteran, and then you just go, and they go, damn it, that's good.
Give him a
Salute.
solid
Give them
salute.
a solid salute.
I just like that Matt thinks that when you're a veteran you can twirl guns.
Isn't that what they
That's
do in
the
the army?
sign.
They go over there and they toss their rifles in the air and intimidate the enemy. Then they catch each other.
Oh,
I'm thinking of cheerleading. I'm sorry.
Picture Matt saying all this to a veteran on a date, right? But he doesn't want
Yeah,
to
all
talk
the
about his
veterans I
sobriety.
date, they do not like it.
Do you twirl the rifle to show you have integrity?
Yeah. Where's your so what do you get all these medals for? Is it for twirling? You know, that's why we lost in Vietnam. Not enough twirling.
Speaking of war, the great Prince Harry, he was in war. He mentioned, he said, I believe he said he killed 63 people. And he said, but I'm not bragging. I'm not proud of it. Right. You just wrote it in a book.
Yeah.
With your name on it, but you're not proud. He's like, actually, I'd rather live in a world of peace. Oh, I didn't know that. Me too, Prince. I feel like me too, guys. Keith Malley here. World of peace. Yeah. He goes, but I'm sorry, the Taliban needs stopped. End of chapter. Okay, well, thank you, Prince Harry. Jesus Christ. Prince Harry will now do a pay-per-view.
I thought he's done. How many?
Yeah,
He has 2.5 stories in his whole fucking privileged idiot life.
Yeah.
We already have the book. We already have the mini series. We have all your stupid Twitters. How are you turning this into something? Talk about repurposing content.
What's the pay-per-view? Is he gonna fight Jake Paul?
He's well, the privacy tour continues, and of course, he put out the book called Spare. He did an interview with Oprah. They produced their own Netflix multi-show special, and now there's going to be a pay-per-view where you watch him and a therapist talk to each other.
My God.
Which is the best way to do therapy. You charge money, you try to make people love you.
Ugh.
That blows me away. Why are they doing all this? What's the point?
Privacy!
Yeah. Did you watch the new South Park? It was very funny.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, where they made
Yeah.
fun of
The best part was they came out and they go, he has a new book. The title is Wah.
Yeah,
That was my favorite part.
he's going to be with a trauma expert. The virtual event attendees can submit questions.
For
To
how
print-
much?
The whole thing costs $33.99.
No, how much a question? Because you're
I
monetizing all of your wow-wows. You might
think
as well.
you can ask whatever questions you want, but as many times as you want. But somebody's on the other end, and they're only going to give him questions that are absolutely boring and not. Have you forgiven the royal family? You know, shit. Like, how are you feeling? The paparazzi isn't nice, right? How do you feel about media and your feelings? Those will get through.
If you
Remember
could
when the
snap
queen
your
died?
fingers. Oh.
That would be my question. You remember?
Yeah. Remember that?
Remember that? I do.
Yeah. Do you think you're making up a lot in your head because you were 4 fucking years old, but apparently you have all these memories of mummy? Hey, remember when you said you can have a peaceful life now in private and those kids could ride bikes? You never got to ride a bike, but here's 60,000 pictures of you riding a bike as a kid. What? Question mark? Because you got to make it a question.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. What was it like dressing up as Hitler?
Yeah. Yeah. Remember that?
Remember that?
You're
People
over
don't
that
forget.
now? Is it still the siblings' fault, not yours?
Yeah.
Was the first kill the same as the 63rd? Explain.
What's it
Does
like
it
to
get
watch
easier?
life? That's the question. What's it like to watch life leave a man's eyes for the 64th time?
Were all 64 people bad, you think?
Yeah.
Can you name all the people that you've
Right.
murdered?
Give me one person's first name.
And you can't take Bob. We don't accept Bob.
Yeah.
If you had a rifle
there's no
right
Bobs
now,
in the
could
Taliban?
you? What's that? What's that, Matt?
I said, you mean to tell me there's no Bobs in the Taliban? I find
Right.
it hard to believe.
Harry, whose memoir Spare topped the charts, will join Canadian doctor and author Gabor Mate for an, quote, intimate conversation.
Wait, Gabor Mate, is that who I think it is? Hold on. Okay, wait.
You Google it. It's just a
Oh,
picture of me.
yeah. This guy is
Is he full
this
of it? Or we?
he's a famous psychiatrist who's written books, who's been on Joe Rogan, who pops up at a lot of this. This makes a lot of sense that he would be the one. And
He's into
big,
ayahuasca. That's why he's controversial.
big into trauma therapy, big into like, you know, a lot of your childhood shit is how you got here, and here's how you get out of that.
The therapist says, I think a discussion of loss, trauma, and healing is of interest to people at all levels of society, whether
This
you're
is
on a
perfect.
privacy tour or not. Even you losers that aren't in the royal family, you'll get something out of it. Don't worry.
We got something for the poors also.
Their conversation would be about the impact of emotional loss and the importance of personal healing.
I think this
ticket price.
therapist's parents were like in the Holocaust, shit like that. Like,
Well, this is also a way that sells more books because the ticket price includes a book.
oh wow.
So that's going to up the numbers.
So it's a big tax write-off.
Yeah.
No, it's not just that, it goes towards your number. Every book that is given at that event counts as you sold it. So your numbers go up. Like, this is how many people have my book. It's very, very smart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like sometimes what if they do now, you know, everything's virtual, you know, music and everything, but you buy a ticket and then let's say I went to the Madonna concert. They mail you a Madonna album. And they'd be like, you paid for this also. It's like, oh, really? Interesting.
I didn't realize
I
that. That's
paid for a
interesting.
CD. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Ticket prices include the book and the ability to submit questions during the hour-long chat. Yeah, so that'll be absolutely nothing.
Yeah, good luck submitting your question. How many million? I mean, it's going to get tons and tons and tons of viewers. So it's like, good luck getting your
Right.
question read.
And then it's got to be the simplest question, if they're even using your questions, you know?
Right.
They're not using your questions.
Right.
There's only a handful of questions that people can ask. And those questions have been written out because his answers have been written out. We know like 5 things about him, and they're all
Right.
in the book, the series, coming out of his mouth. We learned about it. We knew his mother. Like, what questions do you have? What's your favorite doggy style? Like, what questions do you like vanilla or chocolate? Like, what can you add? We know he killed 63 people. He doesn't talk to his family, I guess. Why are you sober? What's the question?
Right. Hey, another one's coming in. I'm sorry, Jonah. Jonah. I'm thinking like Jonah Hill would be funny. He walked in and started interviewing him. Prince Harry, I'm sorry. I must ask this. D's. The audience is asking D's, mate.
What is D's?
D's nuts.
Oh,
now we got a
damn it.
fucking pay-per-view.
Oh
Now we
my
got
god!
a
I can't believe I paid
pay-per-view,
$33 for that.
Yeah, that'd be worth it.
Pearl fan is having a question for him. What was your favorite castle to live in?
The Castle of Lies.
White Castle.
The white castle. Oh, that's the only castle I've ever been in.
Japan Airlines had a flight, and a man was outraged when, for his vegan meal, he was given a banana with chopsticks. 7-hour flight.
Was he on Spirit? Because it's more than what I got. Water was $4.
Before takeoff today, my flight attendant confirmed that I ordered the vegan meal and that my breakfast was a banana, by which I mistakenly assumed she meant that breakfast included a banana. When she served the banana after takeoff, I thought it was just an underwhelming appetizer, but in fact, it was the entire meal service.
This
They talk
got to
funny
the
over
news.
Yeah.
This got to you were dissatisfied with your meal on board, and we're interviewing you now. Is that a banana or was the flight attendant? What?
He was not happy to see them. It's a bit insulting to be served a single banana while others were given a far more substantial and flavorful menu.
Wow, he's writing Harry's next book.
But I'm learning more about this guy than I did Prince Harry.
Why would they give him chopsticks? That's the most offensive part of the whole thing.
Yeah, they think it's funny. He did say, it. To be honest, it was, quote, a really good banana. In fact, one of the best he'd eaten recently, but it wasn't a meal. Yeah, at least enjoy that. The best banana you ever had. You're a weirdo. You're probably weird when you ordered the vegan meal.
Who did you even complain to that this got somewhere? Who did you talk to? How did you find that person?
It is crazy that they would have that as an option and then not be prepared for someone to order it.
They had, your choices if you aren't vegan: grilled beef tenderloin, cheese omelet, ratatouille, grilled salmon, chicken sausage, and he got a banana.
Why are there so many choices? Do they all taste like tofu?
No, those are if you're not vegan.
So you just think about that and eat the food, and so they're all banana. And you just think beef tenderloin and you eat it. Beef tenderloin on an airplane. Don't worry about it. Eat the banana. You got lucky. Quiet. I'm about to say I'm vegan on this airplane. Look at the ratatouille. It's just tooey.
More like patooey.
Yeah. What do you think this is? They just pooped in my dish. Eat your banana. It came in a nice casing that they couldn't fuck with and add weird shit to.
You get one bite every hour and make it last.
Did they also give you peanuts? Is that when you threw everything up in the air? Like, you have a banana. Congrats.
How about a Biscoff cookie? Are those vegan?
We're flying in the air. Eat your banana.
Ratatouille in the sky. That's what I think rich people do. That's crazy. That's how you know I'm poor. I'm like, ratatouille in the air? My God.
We apologize for not being able to meet expectations, the airline says. That's not a real apology, right?
No.
We're so sorry we can't meet a person's expectations of their food. We gave a banana.
Next time, 2 bananas.
I don't know what he wants. A grape? What does he want?
I'm okay with whatever sad version of a non-apology they give, because this is crazy. I'm good with, like, if they wrote back like, but a banana is vegan, isn't it? ? Send. I'm good with that too, because this is so stupid.
You know what? I'm gonna play the clip from 2020. It won Best Rant. I'm gonna add it to the end of the show. But people do not take vegans seriously. And this is when my brother tried to order a vegan burger in a popular place in Pittsburgh. Got my goat because everybody devil's advocates everything nowadays. People are not respected. Anyway, Matt Bachus, you are not vegan. You are not a to-do on dates. Is this true? Or is it not true?
Not vegan.
Not vegan. All right.
But bring a banana anyway.
Yeah. I always got a banana in my pocket, just in case.
Hey-oh, goodbye.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Can you imagine, though, you were vegan and somebody asked you, oh, how come? Ugh,
And I
it's
go,
like,
it's very
I'll burn
personal.
the...
I had an issue where I couldn't stop eating meat. I'd stay up until 5 a.m. just sniffing meat off of a countertop. My friends were like, "You got to stop eating meat," and I was like, "I can control it."
Matt's podcast is called Hold My Bread. And he tells you about the finance. How are the finances going in the world today?
It's pretty good. Things are cool. I'm learning about Bitcoin and crypto, and I'm like really trying to dive into it. So I'm learning that. I don't know. The economy's weird. I don't know. We're still trying to figure it out. That's what the podcast is for, figuring it out, trying to educate people, trying to learn with everyone. So it's good.
Is Biden doing a good job with the economy?
I don't know. Is anybody doing a good job with the economy? I don't think so.
All right. There you have it. Okay. You can follow Matt Bachus. His Instagram handle is Matt Bachus Sucks. That's good for his self-esteem. Facebook, Matt Bachus Sucks, but S-U-X. The other one was already taken.
They wouldn't let me put S-U-C-K-S because they said it was bullying.
Oh, wow.
They're like, even if it's you.
Yeah, I'm like, it's me. I'm the one that sucks.
I promise I suck.
Yeah.
Share the show.
Twitch.
What's that?
Follow me on Twitch if you like video games. I play video games. That's the thing I've been doing is playing video games with other people that are also sober. Not everybody. You don't have to be sober, but if you like video games, I'm on Twitch. I play video games and hang out.
What do you play? Cool. Poker?
Call of Duty. I'll play pretty much anything, but sometimes people will suggest games for me to play. I'll play that. I have a Discord. It's nothing crazy, but like I said, it's just like a fun thing I'm doing outside of stand-up. It's a nice break to have.
And what's that account? Matt Bachus is a piece of shit?
I think it's Matt Bachus Sucks Discord.
Yeah.
Hey,
Matt Bachus Sucks. Discuss.
Yeah. Comments?
Whatever platform you're listening to us on right now, hit the share button, right? Send this to a friend or foe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for spreading the word. Matt, great seeing you again. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. It flies by every time. I love you guys.
Peace. That's it. Thank you.
That was really